estate of Jack Crone. And I do have Randall McDonald. Are you there on the phone?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let me just start with this question. I didn't receive a response to the motion for summary judgment. Did you, Mr. McDonald, did you file a response?
Uh, I just filed the notice to appear.
Yeah, that was before the motion for summary judgment. That was back in July. But a motion for summary judgment was filed on September 3rd. Did you have you filed anything with the court after September 3rd?
Just that NOA.
Okay.
I never received no papers. I just kept calling because I knew I had a court date coming up, and so like I know normally I forget the attorney's name, but he has like somebody in like this older lady in a white truck drop the papers off, but she never dropped them off this time.
So did you get a motion for summary judgment?
What do you mean?
Did you get
I haven't got anything. I just was calling the Cowles County Superior Court.
what's your current address?
310 Rosewood Street, Kelso, Washington.
Okay. So these documents were mailed to you. Do you receive mail there?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're saying you only knew about today's court date by calling the clerk?
Yeah, I've been calling like every week or so, every other week.
Okay, Mr. Nelson, let me turn it over to you.
Well, we have a proof of service or certificate of service to 310 Rosewood. When our process server showed up, that was to serve the initial papers. In this case, we're not required to have somebody personally serve it. It's curious, I think, that Mr. McDonald showed up today on the date that was set for the hearing. So I believe we should go forward, but I'll leave that to the court's discretion.
Yeah, so sir, I do have proof that this was served to you over a month ago. So did you get a document that basically says, hey, defendant has no right to possession of this property, there's no issue of fact?
Your Honor, I didn't receive anything at all. I just was calling the Cowles County Superior Court clerk and asking them, and then they told me that I was actually I called. They said that I had tomorrow or by the next day to respond. Otherwise, I was going to be too late. And they told me that I need to file a notice to appear, and so that's what I did.
Okay. So here's what I find. I do think more likely than not, based on an affidavit of service that's under penalty of perjury, that this was mailed on or about September 3rd to the appropriate address. We do have the defendant here. So I'm going to hear from Mr. Nelson with regard to motion for summary judgment. I will grant some latitude for response, even though it's not filed in writing. And then if Mr. Nelson feels like he needs to further respond to that in writing, we can discuss it at that time. But Mr. Nelson, go ahead.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. This is a motion for summary judgment. I represent the estate of Jack Crone. Mr. Crone, at some time in the past, allowed Mr. McDonald to begin to reside on the property, and said he could do that in exchange for doing work on the property. There was nothing in writing about it. I will read to the court Mr. McDonald's filing in this case on July 15th, 2025, which I think states his position, which is that I have a legal right to be here and have not trespassed. Jack Crone said I could live here in exchange for work done. The plaintiff does not know my name or even my phone number. I've continued to do work on this house the entire time I've lived here. Accepting all of that to be true, that does not give Mr. McDonald a legal right to the property. Um, uh, Property rights have to be put in writing, and this is not in writing. And it basically is an agreement that you get to live here so long as you do some work and so long as Jack Crone is there. But once he passes away, that arrangement goes away. And at this point, the estate needs to sell the property so that it can be distributed to the various heirs. So we're asking that the court enter the order for summary judgment in this case that um, will issue or allow the issuance of a writ of ejectment against Mr. McDonald. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so Mr. McDonald, I'm going to give you some
Yes, ma'am.
brief leeway to tell me if you disagree with what Mr. Nelson just said.
I disagree with some of it. I know that when he read whatever I wrote, that he kind of worded it a little differently than how I wrote it.
He didn't.
Um,
I was reading it along with him, and it was verbatim.
well, I'm talking about like where he said that she didn't know my name or my phone number. I had given one of their family friends my phone number and to contact me, but she never made no attempt to contact me at all.
Yeah, so
And
here's I'm going to read just I'm staring at what you wrote and it's what Mr. Nelson read. It does state that I have a legal right to be here and have not trespassed. Jack Crone said I could live here in exchange for work done. The plaintiff does know my name and even my phone number. I have continued to do work on this house the entire time I have lived here. You agree that that's what you wrote, right?
yeah, for the most part, but I thought that I mentioned because I meant like she didn't know my name because she had me down as John Doe on the paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I meant by that, and I meant when I said because I've tried to contact her. The tenant that used to live here before, her name was Frankie, and it was one of her friends. And when I was moving in, she stopped by.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, that's how I found out that Jack had passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Was that she stopped by and told me,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't even know that Jack had passed away. He wasn't answering his phone. But
Let me
yeah,
let me ask you this. Do you know, I mean, the biggest issue where this case kind of turns for me is do you have anything in writing that gives you ownership or any sort of interest in this property?
no, I don't. I've just done a lot of work to it. There's three different lots right here, and I've been taking care of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just that one; it was all three of them.
Yeah.
Because the far one's pretty much it's unlivable. A
Mhm.
car ran into it, and then a tree fell on it when it snowed.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Mr. Nelson, anything in response?
No, Your Honor, I think you've zeroed in on the main issue.
Okay. Yeah, so Mr. McDonald, I don't find that there's any issues of material fact, even viewing your version of the facts based on what you've supplied. And I'll just note, I mean, you didn't technically respond to the motion for summary judgment, but I've given you some latitude here to respond and take into account your answer, so to speak, to the lawsuit. So I do believe that summary judgment is appropriate. This will direct the clerk to issue a writ of ejectment Nothing I do in this order affects any claims, Mr. McDonald, you may have, but it does indicate that you do not have right to be on the property, and the sheriff will be executing that ejectment. Okay,
Okay. Well, how long do I have to move out before that happens?
I guess why don't you give Mr. Nelson a call and he can let you know when they're gonna send that on. There is a waiting period, and Mr. Nelson, is it the same as the unlawful detainer waiting period?
It is. I've got to wait until this order shows up in Odyssey and then I can get the writ. So that's probably about a week and a half before the sheriff would go.
Well, sorry, there's a train going by. I live right next to the railroad tracks. I didn't hear what you said.
About a week and a half.
About a week and a half.
Yes.
Yeah, give Mr. Nelson a call if you have any questions about that timeline, okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you both.